Yo. Yep. Renegade coaches up in this motherfucker like, yeah. Just like that. Anyway.
Is that what we up in here like, just like that?
That was a sound you was making that day you called me. You was locked up. I was like, the hell was that? I said, who is this? Come on.
Yo, bantamweight motherfucker.
Anyway,
I like your tee,
in the building. Huh?
I like your tee. It don't say Renegade Coach on it, but I still like it.
Yeah, that's cute. I like yours too. It looked like one of them teeth. Yeah, it look like a tooth. That's kind of like, remember them teeth in school? The dental hygienists come and they had that big ass tooth.
I see.
That's kind of look.
This is a good TV. It's different from yours. Like my mom's don't do my laundry. I gotta do my own. My mom's don't do my own.
Your mom did the laundry. That's fucked up. So
I think she let you out the house, son.
Come on, man. It's a serious show. Yo, for real.
Yeah, it is, man. It is. We got a lot of stuff happening this week.
Yeah, we gotta laugh a little bit. We gotta introduce ourselves, brother. Who are you?
Oh, it's Kamal K. Franklin, attorney, activist, organizer, man on the go. That's it. Okay. You can go next. Go ahead. Who the fuck are you?
All right. And this cat right here.
And I go by the Ear Doctor. You can catch me at Playback Sound Studio ATL, and I produce and I DJ, and I'm here to talk that talk. Let's get it.
Okay.
Oh, look at him trying to sound smooth, though. You tried to sound smooth with that shit, wasn't it? I know. Sounded like well rehearsed.
Woodrow Wilson. Anyways, Kalonji Jamachanga, the motherfucking riot starting rebellion and an uprising, in case y'all unfamiliar.
Right.
We live and direct from the Wild West. Yeah. Wild West end. You know what I mean? True. Where you can hear them gunshots. Yes. You let off out this motherfucker. You know what I mean? We don't run from police. And right now, I want to say that we are right now, at this very moment, we are about 1.5 miles from where Rayshard Brooks was assassinated in cold blood. You know what I'm saying? Also, our office, Community Movement Builders, Yapu Movement, we are 1.5 miles away from the scene of the crime. And we like to start this segment off saying, motherfuck the police and that Wendy's.
That's right. That Wendy's don't be serving no more bad food or calling the cops on nobody no more. That's for damn sure.
That's right. Fuck your non-nutritional foods and shit that you sell. And fuck Dave too, the motherfucker who started Wendy's.
And his daughter.
And his daughter.
Fuck Dave and Wendy.
And his daughter who looked like the ear doctor. Fuck him.
Exactly. His daughter do look like the ear doctor. There you go. What's her name?
Wendy. Ain't her name fucking Wendy?
Wendy. My bad.
Oh, damn.
Windfall.
Context clues.
Okay.
Context clues.
Yes.
The Afro dreadlock over here.
Anyway, let's get the show started, man. Y'all play too much.
Yeah, we will be back, yo.
We're going to be right back after this message.
I spark fear in their hearts with 50,000 watts of light beams from out the deepest chasms of the darkness. Each verse I leave my mark and they say they can't mark it. But these is gemstones, bezel cut, lane and gold copper. Language so proper, I enunciate the doctrine. Taking converts, you wonder why my name is so popular. I came from a jungle made of concrete and conflict. Lions and them tigers and them bears held us hostage.
Yeah. That was the homie Cyrock rocking on. You know what I mean? Shout out to Cyrock, shout out to Soul Messiah and all those good folks for, providing that hot music right there. You know what I mean? Cyrock's a dope MC. Matter of fact, she supported the movement for quite a while. You know what I mean? She was in our Rhapsody Apple video. Matter of fact, her and I got a song together. That's right. From the Troy Davis compilation.
We're gonna have to play that if we could get some of the songs we have.
I don't think you can find that. I don't think you'll be able to find that song. Come on, yeah.
Wow.
Maybe they with the t-shirt.
Anyway, this is Renegade Culture Podcast. You can find Kalonji Jamachanga and all the haters. You know what I mean? Of all ethnicities. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We got white haters here. We got black haters here. We got Jamaican haters over there on the bomba clock. You know what I'm saying? We got Kamal. He from Switzerland somewhere. You know what I mean? We got his monkey ass. You know what I'm saying?
Let's hate on some people that's killing people over there.
Let's do that.
Cool. Lay it down, Kalonji. Tell the folks what happened last week.
Yeah, so basically, since our last episode, it's crazy because of the fact that we really need to be doing this shit on a regular basis because the news is changing fast. It's like everything is micro. You almost forget shit because of the fact that within a week's time, it seems like, shit was like 2-3 weeks and shit. It's like we're in that revolution time right now. You know what I mean? Where shit is like constantly changing at a rapid rate. So anyway, last week, by now, most of the world has heard that a young man, 27-year-old Rayshard Brooks, was at a Wendy's drive-thru over in the Atlanta area. He was on the university side of Atlanta, and he was, allegedly, he was drunk. Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say allegedly. We saw the tape, whatever.
Yeah,
brother had been drinking. You know what I mean? It was his daughter's 8th birthday. So my man got a little tipsy, and I guess he decided to go get something to eat. So he ended up falling asleep over at Wendy's. And some of the employees at Wendy's decided it was a good idea to call the police. Now, we've been telling y'all for the longest, don't call the fucking police. Because of the fact that the police are our enemy, not sometimes, but all the time. You know what I mean? So they thought they was doing something by calling the police, and they called the police. And for about 40-something minutes, the police chatted them up, and then they decided they was going to lock the brother up. So the brother decided, like, look, fuck that. So they pull the taser out. They go to tase him. First they miss. They trying to wrestle him, and he straight fuck him up, flip him over, grab their taser, and dip off with it. So the pigs, they find that, they're embarrassed because there's so many good black folks around, and they want to set an example that any slave that try to fight the slave master and try to run will get clapped. You know what I mean? So they couldn't catch him, so they end up shooting him in the back. And, we've seen over the last few days recent developments. We saw that, that one of the officers kicked him. Another one stood on his shoulder while he was while he was laying down after they'd already shot him in the back. I saw a clip of one of the higher ranking white shirts. They came up to the clown who shot him, and he's asking him, he's telling him, my main priority is you, and I'm glad you're all right. And I'm paraphrasing, but he basically was saying, fuck Rayshard Brooks. We glad that your happy pig ass is all right. We're gonna take care of it.
And then the other thing, I was gonna say, the other thing that took place, one of the good things that took place is right afterwards, within several hours, folks started to gather on the corner in the neighborhood. Like we said, this is like in the West End. Folks started to gather, protest right away. And then they did, what we've been talking about a lot of times, folks started to exact a price. So if you kill a black man, you kill a black person, and there's going to be some retribution for it. And that Wendy's went up in smoke, right? So folks understand, at least it's getting through to folks, it's like, it's not going to be just people going to come and protest Al Sharpton style, come at 5 p.m. because the permit says 5 o'clock, then leave at 7 o'clock because the permit says that the march is over at 7 o'clock, do a little praying, and then folks are gone. Folks out in the street really just like kicking shit over, man. So at least, it's a sad story because you're right. There's so many other ways that could have went down. They could have let that brother sleep it off in the parking lot. They could have called the Uber for him. Any human decency. If they can get Dylan Roof, who killed 8 black folks in a church, right? They can get that dude to the Burger King and take him in without one shot being fired. How the hell are they going to kill somebody who's drunk, shoot him in the back? Like you said, because it's strict embarrassment. They mad because the brother by himself, drunk, beat the shit out of both of them and ran off and they're too lazy to chase, so they just shoot him out of anger.
Right. But the ill shit about that, not only did, was an embarrassment. They should have been embarrassed because of the fact that, by their own admittance, this 27-year-old man is drunk. So in other words, you let a drunk man whoop both of y'all ass, take your fucking taser, and then outrun you. You don't deserve to be in a police force. You know what I'm saying? I mean, these cops were young, so it wasn't like they were some old, fat, donut-eating motherfuckers. They were some young, nasty bastards, young, perverted motherfuckers. And, they couldn't even fucking run him down. You know what I mean? And they were overtaken. And not only that, they fired and they put other people at risk. And we understand that in recent development that someone's car was shot. They shot through, while shooting at him, they went through someone's car, and luckily no one was hit. You know what I mean? So
part of the story is that they almost killed somebody's daughter because of the stray bullet kind of thing. And that's what so there were witnesses who saw all of this go down, and they verified that the cops, again, they took their original story was that he was turning back at them with the taser gun and they felt threatened, but they had already searched him, so they knew he had no other weapon on him. But so far the evidence is showing that he was shot in the back twice. So there's no way that he was a threat to them running away. And even if he had the taser and he was pointing it back, who the hell would aim a taser when you running away in the opposite direction, right?
He's far too
go
far
back.
away.
Look at them, dozens of things they could have done.
Right. Now the thing I want to bring to it too, man, that I want to mention about how fucked up it is. I mean, you have so many people here. I've read stories, folks talking about, well, the brother shouldn't have fought back and this and that, and he was out of line and so on and so forth. Let me go on record as saying, if a motherfucker trying to tase me, you goddamn right. If I could grab the fucking taser, why wouldn't I? Do you think I want an electric shock? Who the fuck want to be shocked? He was supposed to grab it. Yeah. And if you talking about taking me to jail because I'm drunk in a fucking car and I'm parked, fuck you. Mm-hmm. I should fight you. You need your ass beat. Yeah. You know what I mean? So Rayshard Brooks, we give him a hero's award, even though the heroic act was not him being drunk, but the heroic act was that he was fighting to save his life. He was trying not to be a fucking slave to the system. You got this whole COVID-19 bullshit going on, and you want to run me the fuck in because I'm drunk? I'm celebrating my 8-year-old daughter's birthday, so now my daughter is traumatized for the rest of her days because on her birthday, she has to remember that her father was assassinated by a fucking pig. Now, what these police do not realize, what they're not understanding is the fact that you're creating, just like slavery, generations of terror, generations of trauma. So you're going to have motherfuckers, people hating you, hating your monkey ass for generations down the line because of the fact that you killed their father, you killed their grandfather, and so on and so forth, uncles, friends, and that's just one case. You know what I mean? And you would think that these arrogant bastards, during this time, after Keisha put her big happy ass up on the TV, talking about, everybody go home and all that bullshit, you would think that y'all would get your act together, but instead you keep on embarrassing. Now I want to mention too that folks are talking about, well, at least the police chief resigned. Fuck the police chief. Her monkey ass didn't quit the force. She transferred a position. Mm-hmm. And that's some shit that we would do. If Kamal do some dumb shit, we say, okay, boom, Kamal, we're going to have you as the food and beverage manager and shit, like the mob do. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to put Naka in as fucking president. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean Naka has any fucking power. Yeah. It just means that we're transferring some shit. Somebody has to bite the bullet.
We're playing the show game. And that's and then if she got fired, it don't mean nothing because the structure is the same. They're just gonna put some other dude or other woman up in there. They're gonna do the whole same okie doke. There's no change in the structure. There's no change in guidelines. There's no change in who is control. They still control the fucking block, right? These cops are still in control of our lives. So none of that has changed. And again, because the Wendy's got burned down, the district attorney, Keisha came out and she fired that cop. That's the only reason he got fired, because there was some videotape because people burned down that Wendy's. Don't let nobody tell you no lie that she did it out of some goodwill or because she wants to believe or trust in Black communities. She did that because she said, I can't have this happen here again. So they fired that cop. And then Paul Howard, the district attorney, immediately started filing charges, right?
And he's in the runoff, is that right?
Yeah, he's in the runoff now. So he's trying to watch his, he's trying to get his Black voter.
Politics right here.
Yeah, he's trying to get his Black voter.
Politics. Yeah. He ain't indict a motherfucker his whole tenure. Now all of a sudden,
he's like, charge him.
Black ass like, look, I want the black card.
Charge him.
Exactly, charge him. I don't give a wait. Who is it? Charge him.
Charge him. That's a hit. Yeah, I need to win. I need a victory.
That motherfucker. Boy, there's some dirty politics up in this motherfucker, ain't it?
But then Keisha's playing both sides of the fence because she just gave out a $500 bonus to all Atlanta cops. What they getting a bonus for? For killing us? For assaulting us?
Thank you for murdering us.
Thank you for, I was like, what the hell is that about? You think that's good politics in this time? You gonna give them cops, you gonna give them bastards bonuses?
That was a stimulus check. she said, don't walk off. Here's $500 extra so you can go buy some more bullets and go fuck somebody else up on your spare time. Make sure you get a gun that you can throw away, motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what the fuck she said.
Yo, after this break, we gotta definitely come back and talk about these cops that's walking off. Cause I mean, you just walk out. if you was to just walk off your job, you don't get fired. They could come back
He
anytime, or they.
he ain't got a job. You can't say that to him. He don't do jobs. You can't say that to him. Anybody else who got a job,
he wouldn't know.
He wouldn't know.
If I walk off Renegade coaching, I had this motherfucking job for 3 years. You goofy motherfuckers, nobody won't be listening to this shit. Not even y'all. You be like, yep, another sucky show.
Yeah. No, but you're right though. Like they just walked off, and they protesting, and that we should get into that. Like how the hell they get to do that at some jobs is supposed to be about public safety.
Man, them motherfuckers hired and loose when he put that tube sock in his head.
Oh damn. Yo, Renegade Culture, we be back.
Blackout.
The spirit is alive. Light another fire if you fucking with the tribe. I said the spirit is alive. Light another fire if you fucking with the tribe. Say bye bye, see. Bye bye, see. Bye bye, see. Bye bye, see. This is the story of the diaspora. A tribute to the daughters of a maroon society. Yo soy negra y latina.
Boom. That was dope. Who was that, Naka?
That right there was Nitty Scott.
Nitty Scott.
See, that was a banger right there. She got some pretty nice stuff. I was like, yo, nice, beautiful video. So I just definitely put that on.
Okay. That looked really African to me, man. That looked really African right there. I was like, what's going on with that?
They look really African?
I was going to say, I was like, what's going on with that? We're like these models up in here with their bikinis on. Here's some African garb on. I'm just saying, though. I'm not hating.
That was Nitty Scott and Zap Mama. So you know,
Nitty Scott, Zap Mama. Okay.
Yeah, a little mixed there.
Go Zap.
Dope. Okay, check out Knock over your track. Like he got some type of eclectic taste going on this motherfucker.
I know. For the first time in 8 weeks, he's rocking a dashiki, so that's cool.
Oh, he ain't rocking the dashiki. They had new shirts.
Nah, I got my boy Masiki Dave.
Oh God, look at my boy.
Tells, he just had a little nice show the other day, and we did it right here playback. So we got to check it out. Yeah. But yo, I had to play that because she was talking about the Maroons and how how they did their thing. They came out, and it's like about that time because these cops is like, yo, I'm quitting the force. They can have their own little force now. You know what I'm saying? And just start moving on people.
Not could bring the education, inspiration up in this.
I know. I like that. I like that.
Saying? And the agitation. He's talking about the Maroons and shit. Last time he talking about Maroons, he talking about his alma mater's colors of the fucking uniform. And all of a sudden,
that's Morehouse.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went to Mo Brown.
Brown's not a good off anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. They ain't even had no shirts. They ain't had no colors.
No, but you're right. Like, so
color was Negro.
These cops, like when the officer got indicted for killing Brooks, these cops decided that they was going to do a walk-off in Atlanta to show Keisha their power. And I'm personally like, Drake, keep walking. We don't need you to come back to the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? You're doing us a favor.
Walk off a fucking cliff.
Yeah, this is a good time. I mean, and this is a good time for those of us who work in the community to say, yes, that's people talking about like abolition. Let's talk about community patrols and organizing and life without like some centralized force that we got no power over. This is actually a good time to say, hey, y'all want to get off the block? Get off the block. We don't want you on the block. What you doing for?
I think we need to show them what to do. Come on, I think we need to start some type of abolitionist patrol out there.
Yeah, no, we definitely need to get that.
Yeah. And fuck Officer Rolfe. That was the bastard that was charged or whatever. ROLFE. You know what I mean? So what they calling it when they walking off? They calling it blue flu.
The blue flu. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope that shit is contagious and all the motherfuckers get it. And I hope it's fucking what do you call that shit?
It's worse than COVID. I hope it's worse than COVID.
Yeah, not lethal. What do you call that shit when it's chronic? Not chronic. When it's hopeless and shit.
What word are you looking for, man? What word are you looking for? Chronic, lethal, deadly.
He didn't go to Morris Brown, so
I was thinking about chronic. because you like.
I know you was thinking about chronic. We know you was thinking about chronic. That's not.
I looked over at these glasses Naka had on. I'm like, that shit look like the chronic right there and shit. You got some tiger lenses and shit. It's just amazing for the viewers. I mean, for the listeners, if you can't see this shit, you're missing out. Please go to YouTube, the Playback TV. and see these crazy ass lenses this man have on, you might just have blue fever yourself and jump off a fucking cliff and bump your head on a pebble.
You know what's funny? He came in here this one time and he had the same glasses like me. It's like, yo, I got some glasses like you. I'm like, yo, man, why you just gonna bite my style and be happy about it? It's all good though. I'm an innovator. Take that.
Cool,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey, clearly he can't see if he thought I had some glasses on like that bullshit. But anyway, back to the topic at hand.
Yeah.
Blue fever. Like I said, we hope all you motherfuckers get it and croak. Fuck the police with a passion. That's not a threat. I'm just praying for you.
Yeah. I mean,
let me ask y'all this.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
Let me ask y'all this. Is it the Black Panthers time again, like the new Black Panther Party that's gonna come around and
fuck the new Black Panther Party? There's
not the new Black Panther Party.
Let's start with that.
But yeah, the concept.
The concept of having them patrol us and
that's
maybe
what we need. I think that's what we are talking about. Is that we need forces like we need to organize ourselves to do patrols in our community that not only watches whatever's left of the police in our neighborhood, and maybe even like again these autonomous zones in Seattle that we need our own liberated zones, right? That we are in there, and again we're helping folks like make sure they get into where they need to go. We're helping them, like if someone again is drunk, instead of like thinking about shooting somebody, we could actually call somebody an Uber and make sure they get their ass home. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like we need that kind of caring force in our community, not folks in our community who only think about us as grist for the prison industrial complex. So they can get promotions because they arrest more of us. The judges can get promotions because they sentence us to longer positions, to longer jail terms. That the prisons themselves, they got free labor now to work for all these like corporations and private industry. Like we don't need that in our community. This is an opportunity to break that up if we so choose to do what you just were talking about. How do we bring back some of that old school organizing? Kat said they want to do stuff that's really solid and really something that means something. We got to start walking the block again because this is the time to do it. The rallies and the demonstrations, again, I think that's excellent, but we got to start thinking now, what's the long-term impact of us making sure that there's no more cops in our community?
Now I want to say when I lived in the West End, I'm a part of Imam Jamil Alameen's community, H-Rap Brown, and formerly known as H-Rap Brown. I was on the Suture team, and the Suture team was the Muslims in the community who walked, and we did overnight patrols. We made sure nobody was breaking in shit. We made sure no one was smoking out in the streets, made sure they weren't fucking up communities, so on and so forth. We were out there and they respected us because they knew that we wasn't fucking around. You know what I mean? So we had shifts from from 9 to 6 a.m. So we had like 2-hour shifts, and it'd be a couple brothers. Each one of us, we'd just be going around the community, whatever, making sure everything's all right. They respected us, like I said, because of the fact that we definitely exercised our Second Amendment. We let them know that, we do that. We train, we love you, but we will straight fuck you up if you violate our community because of the fact that we don't want the pigs coming up in here. So that's what we have to do with the Siafu. We got to re-implement this whole concept of a people's army inside of the community, whereas we can bring on that whole decentralization of police. Until we can win that battle, bringing on the whole decentralization piece, we got to step up and we got to say, listen, brothers and sisters who are interested in controlling public safety, and just taking over the security aspect of our community, then step on up. And we think that once our brothers and sisters see that there are sincere forces, there are sincere brothers and sisters that look just like them in the community, that can talk the talk and walk the walk, that ain't no punk, you know what I'm saying? They'll get on the right side of history because they'll recognize that, look, you can either deal with us, you can deal with this fucking fascist government. You can deal with the state. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, contradictions between the people are reconcilable, and contradictions between the people in the state are irreconcilable. So we want to make sure that folks are very clear that the state will never have the interest of the people in their interest. They will never have the community's care and concern, because that's not what it's designed for. Capitalism is a parasitic system, and it's a pimp hoe system. They need pimps and they need hoes. And unfortunately, no matter how rich you are in the Black community, no matter how much fake power you think you have, you are a hoe. Because of the fact that every time you get paid, you got to pay taxes. Every time you go to spend your money, you have to pay taxes. And they don't have to do shit but collect. It's a pimp hoe system. You keep on bringing them money. You work for them, you help them build their shit, and you recycle their system of oppression. You know, so we feel that when folks are talking about defunding the police, start with yourself. Invest in community patrol. Invest in situations where if you don't want to deal with the motherfuckers, go ahead and there's organizations like ours. Go to communitymovementbuilders.org. You know what I mean? Send us a message and say, look, we want to get down with y'all talking about. Go to Renegade Culture Podcast. Say, listen, we really fuck with y'all. We want to put some money where our mouths are. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we build this shit. We need a communications apparatus. We need more networks. I was speaking to another brother who is a close comrade of ours that has a news outlet that we fuck with about us consolidating because of the fact that we need one channel of pure news. We need black news all the time where folks can go on their phone, where they can have this shit, whether it's on the internet or whatever. We need to combat their propaganda machine. Because right now they're fucking us up because of the fact that everybody's listening to what the news has to say. Fuck what the news has to say. Fuck the police and their corporate sponsors. You know, let's do this people thing.
With that said, I want to challenge all our young renegades out there when it comes to building these apps and this technology. We need all that right about now. We need those apps so as soon as we get pulled over or whatever, it's contacting everybody. Yeah. It's that community thing we need to do right now where I see a whole lot of black businesses really bubbling. People are really like, yo, we're going to put our money into our communities now because they know that other people don't give a fuck. That's the only way we're going to come up.
Mike Flo from Dead Prez and I started a program some years ago called Cop Block. And what we would do, they used to have a lot of roadblocks around. So what we would do when anybody caught a roadblock and started it was a roadblock, we text everybody in our phone and our network, have them text 10 people, and let them know, look, don't go to Joseph Lowry because of the fact that these motherfuckers got a roadblock going on over there. Now, some people be like, well, you know, what's the problem if you know, my shit's legit? It's not about your shit being legit. Philandro Castell's shit was legit up in Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? When they murdered him in front of his child, and they murdered him in front of his wife. So it doesn't, being legit don't mean shit. If you black in America, then you guilty. You guilty by default. You understand what I'm saying? Because of your melanin. So we have to be clear. So we got to implement things like that. So I agree with the ear doctor for the first time in all the Renegade culture. We need these fucking apps. So all the app builders, all you tech junkies, fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? All our white allies that want to, you know, you don't know what to do. Look, put your money where your mouth is. Fuck that. Hey, listen, man. A lot of you motherfuckers are benefiting off of stolen resources. You've been receiving stolen goods. Your ancestors have parlayed an empire, and you motherfuckers live off of that shit.
That's right.
Now, is that racist? No, motherfucker. You know what time it is. Don't fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So you want to support, put your money where your mouth is. Stop emailing me, inboxing me, calling me. We ain't having that Malcolm moment. What can I do? Put your money where your motherfucking mouth is. We'll show you what to do.
Hey, it's Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can go ahead. For Christmas, they give money for Jesus' birthday, so they can give money Juneteenth for us. Any black person you know, send some money, cash app them. There you go. You can put some money here. We're gonna.
Now he went off the deep end. Now he started sounding.
He would always be.
I'm just saying. Why not?
Fuck it. He said Juneteenth gonna be Christmas. I guess it will.
It might as well. Y'all want to help so much.
I get the sentiment though. Yeah.
We need that economy coming this way.
That's right. Don't be talking about looting. Your family looted the whole fucking continent, right? They looted Africa. They looted the Americas. Yeah, I know what looting is.
Hey, them motherfuckers. You got to give it to them motherfuckers. They stole everything, including our black asses.
Yeah,
they didn't leave nothing. They took us too. Like, hold on, man, what's going on? Took my land, took my food, took my woman, took me. God damn, took my weed. Shit, took Knockers weed.
Right. Man, whatever, man. Let's take a break and come back and talk about some more, man.
Anyway, you listen to Renegade Culture.
If only you knew, I got flesh wounds bigger than you. Funny how they all wanna watch my steps, but they gotta run out of my shoes. If only you knew, exactly what I've been through. Make you really wanna roll up, get high, 17 about of seafood.
Yes, I asked them to extend that particular song, but you know, obviously, that would be too much like someone listening and shit.
We just do a little pre-production here. Sometimes it's already done and ready.
Shout out to the new intern. I have a new intern here. Intern number 19.
Hey,
okay. Intern number 19.
Keela, can I say your name, Keela, on the air? You don't mind, Keela? Look, did she just call? What the hell was that?
She said she minds. That's why she said key. But
oh, my bad.
You know how you like to inform people.
Yeah, no, my bad. I mean, it's not like I'm gonna see her again because she's gonna be fired after this show, so it don't make no difference.
Smile gonna give her maiden name, date of birth, social, like where mama went to school at. All
like,
that
is the IRS looking for you, girl? What's going on?
If it is, don't worry about it. They got you now. Anyway, on a serious note, there's been a number of lynchings going on. I mean, so much so that we can't even keep up. I know it was 2 in California. I understand there was 1 in New York. I think it was 1 in Texas. They found a noose up in Northern California. One of the earliest cases that we worked on when I came out to Atlanta in 2004 was the lynching of Bernard Burton. And I want to shout out Bernard Burton and his mom. We had folks like our organization, FTP, the POCC. We had Cynthia McKinney, Professor Griffin, a number of us put together a campaign because a young man by the name Bernard Burton, 20-something years old. He had a white girlfriend, and he messed around, and her brother was known to have a noose hanging in his bedroom, just on his wall or whatever. So one day, by and by, Bernard Burton is found in the backyard lynched, and it was ruled by the autopsy, the coroner ruled that he committed suicide. Now, if you saw how the brother was hanging, he's a rather heavy brother. It was impossible, I mean, for him to have been lynched the way he was. So that was a case. That was one of those cases, and that's been the sentiment across the board. The government, the police, the state has yet to rule any of these lynchings a homicide or murder. They keep talking about these folks committed suicide. Now the ill shit about that, man, most brothers I know in the hood, I mean, these motherfuckers ain't tying their shoes, let alone tying a noose to lynch themselves. I mean, most brothers that you think of, you know, they have more creative ways to die. You know what I'm saying? Besides going out in the fucking park or in the parking lot and hanging themselves from a tree. You understand what I'm saying? So we're clear that these white supremacists are upset. Just like the police, just like these bitches that chased Ahmaud Arbery down, you know, back in February. You know, we realized that these white slave patrollers, you know, the Klan is back. You got this idiot in the office, this fucking czar, who just told y'all the other day that what did he say? He made Juneteenth famous and all that shit. Yeah. This cocksucker. You know what I'm saying? That's as nice the words I can say. This bitch ass talking about he made Juneteenth, but you know, Jake made Juneteenth famous. So you know, shout out to Robert Fuller and Malcolm Harsh. They're 2 brothers who were lynched. They were found dead within days of each other in California. I know folks out there in Palmdale protesting. I know some of our folks in Victorville, where Malcolm Harsh was found outside a library lynched, which is 50 miles away from Palmdale. Also in New York, I don't have the brother's name right now, but I just keep hearing about these lynchings. And we've been hearing about it for years in Mississippi, in Arkansas, in Georgia. So it's not a new thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not a new thing at all. We see with the case of Kendrick Johnson, where he went to school and was found in a rolled up mat. They said he dropped his fucking shoe in the mat and he climbed down in it and he died. And I mean, you know, just all types of dumb shit. You know.
And I think some of this is speaking to the rise of you spoke of the Klan and this white militia movement, right? There's this white militia movement which has always been around, and they're more unified than ever, and they're behind Trump, and they want to make sure that he stays in office, and they're preparing for what they think is going to be a race war. And they have, you know, they've got, you know, the calculation in the United States is that there's more guns in the street than actual people. So, and these white militias are armed to the teeth, and it's been talked about, like you said, like these things are being called suicides, but they are so suspicious. They're linked to the history of terror to Black people in this country. And for folks not to investigate or not to do more to try to bring out what could be possible other things that have taken place when they know that there's not clear evidence of a suicide speaks to the cover-up. And it speaks to the rise of these militias, which are even starting to come to some Black rallies, right? These militias who are disguising themselves online as Antifa and calling for folks to come out to different places. So this stuff is on the rise happening. And again, you know, whether we like it or not, some of the real question is, are we prepared to handle it? Are we prepared in our community for when these folks with their cop friends, with their National Guard friends, with their military friends come to our communities? What is our responses, right? Because they have the weaponry. And so we have to start thinking about things on that line. This is an unprecedented era we're in. I'm not saying it's a revolutionary era. I'm not sure about that yet. I'm not saying it's the start of a new movement century or anything like that. I'm not sure about that yet. But I know it's an unprecedented time and era with this complete idiot in the White House who's overtly white supremacist, this COVID-19, these killings of Black people, and the responses that have been heightened. And again, this is now the longest consistent demonstration since the assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. in 1968. So we obviously are having a moment here of action and reaction, right? And I don't know what's going to happen, if some other incident's going to happen that's going to bring out something more, if some other new vein of disease is going to come up at us, if Trump is going to get mad and call out the guard again. We just don't know at this stage. That means we've got to start getting prepared so that we understand other folks are at war and they're trying to hold on to power. We seem to be begging these folks to give us some power, as opposed to understanding that you can't beg anybody for power. Power is something you take and you control and you hold on to.
That's right. Political power comes out the barrel of it, as Miles stated. I want to point out that I've just an update. There's been 5 folks who have been found lynched over the past week and a half. 5. So there was a 17-year-old this past Wednesday, and found in a tree in an elementary school playground in Spring, Texas. On Monday, there was a Latino man found hanged in Houston, and there's been hangings also reported in New York City, as well as the other 2 cases that I talked about in Victorville and Palmdale. And there's been a hate crime probe that's begun in Oakland, California, after 5 nooses were found hanging from trees in the city of Oakland. Okay, now,
a lot of strange fruit.
If no one has told you, if you don't know by now, we are at war. Unfortunately, they're at war and we're in a war. We're victims of war. You know what I'm saying? Right now, it's a fucking massacre, and we're the guinea pigs, we're the victims. So you have to arm yourselves, and yes, I'm officially calling for every brother and sister who has the right, who has that Second Amendment, and they feel comfortable, go get your legal firearm. And for brothers and sisters who can't, take your ass to fucking Home Depot, get a tool belt, get a fucking nail gun, a hammer, a machete, take your ass to Walmart, whatever, a screwdriver, whatever you could to defend yourself. A tool belt is legal. A motherfucker grab you, put that goddamn hammer on his goddamn scalp a couple times. You get up off him. Get you a machete so you can make sure that you're clearing the land. And if somebody actually walk up in front of that motherfucker by accident, then utilize that shit as a tool to defend yourself. You know what I mean? So you can carry knives, you can carry tasers, all that shit. You have to arm yourself. And don't be caught alone, because these motherfuckers are looking. They are hyenas looking for lions. We're the lions, and the hyenas will always come together to try to jump the young lion. Don't get caught the fuck out fucking with these bastards.
I say this next week, if you tune in to Playback TV on the next episode, we're going to have a sister showing other sisters and other brothers how to load a gun and how to clean it and stuff we need to know at this time to move forward, because we need to protect ourselves.
Okay, so sister's going to teach Naka how to load his BB gun, so when he go outside, he can knock them birds the fuck out.
That's right.
Proud of you, brother.
Get them birds.
Birds keep shitting on your head. Finally, you gotta make a comeback.
Hey, yo, also I wanted to point out about us coming together. We got I know we never really talk about sports, but in the NBA, we got Kyrie Irving saying, yo, finally, let's start our own league. Let's stop dealing with these owners, and let's do our own thing. We got too much money, too many. Oh, we're all the athletes. Why aren't we starting our own league? So shout out to him for, finally pushing that forward.
He better up his security, because of the fact that when you talking about their money, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at this shit. Think about this, because you motherfuckers have forgotten. For the last couple of years, you had Kaepernick screaming, with the whole kneeling and all that type shit. These motherfuckers came with everything under the sun about why they couldn't kneel, and it was anti-American and all that bullshit. Now all of a sudden you got cops kneeling, you got National Guards kneeling. I mean, this shit's so crazy. We're in the state of Georgia for our listeners outside of here, and I'm walking in the stores and supermarkets. These white folks are so fucking friendly. I'm confused. I'm in the bathroom. Well, hi, can I help you? Give me a tissue. Can I wipe your ass? So you get the fuck away from me, man. I mean, these motherfuckers is extra special these days.
Did you see the kente cloth thing?
Talking about Nancy Pelosi?
Oh my God, B. That was the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, the same kente cloth you had. That's why I wondered if you had.
You got yours from the guy.
Whoever got their shit for the same goddamn African chop shop over in the West End.
I want to come back to that, but I was going to also, I wanted to hit on something that Nakaj was hitting on too. Like, you know, there's a sports writer, Jamila Hill, I think her name is, who used to be on ESPN, and now she writes for The Atlantic. And she wrote this fantastic article maybe like about 9 months ago, before this kind of stuff broke out. And she was talking about how, you know, with the Fab Five in high school, like they all knew each other, you know, the kids that went to Michigan and so forth. Like, what if these same kids had gathered together and said, let's go to a traditionally black school, right? Let's go to a black school and build up that program. I mean, this is the time for people to rethink. And I'm not saying our schools, you know, not that we nominally control are always doing the best for our folks, but there's no way to get them to do better unless we put pressure on them. And if we can bring resources to those schools, then maybe they have just a little less reason to go out and get some white conservative to give them money or ask the government to give them money. So I do think that you are right, that there is there's this moment now that we can push some of these so-called radical ideas to get people to come back to the fold. Now, some of these capitalist-minded motherfuckers, they on it for the short term, right? They on it for the like, yo, this is what's happening right now. Oh, I got to get on the good side of history because otherwise I'm gonna look bad and my money gonna be in jeopardy. That's why you got everybody, white and or black, from the Pelosi to like you had the head of J.P. Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, kneeling in terms of making what he thought was a Black Lives Matter. In front of his vaults. I was like, motherfucker, you better get the fuck out of here with that shit. Like, who's buying that? I go on Amazon to watch something, and they got Black Lives Matter up there. Like, I'm supposed to believe that you care now about black people?
Exactly. All of a sudden. Yo, but
Aunt Jemima, they trying to change the Aunt Jemima.
Yeah, they got Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben. Look, I told motherfucker, I did this interview earlier, and they was like, well, you know, dudes all proud. Like, man, you know, they changing Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben. Woo! I said, man, I don't care about Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, Ben Carson, Ben Jealous, Ben Chavis, Benedict, Arnold, motherfucker. I don't give a fuck about none of these bitches. You know what I'm saying? Because in the real world, none of the motherfuckers are on my side of history. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to those. I know I just named a couple Bens or whatever that are trying somewhat. You know what I'm saying? But you know, y'all know why I said what the fuck I said. So y'all hear this, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing personal. It's Renegade Coach. What the fuck we do over here. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, so fuck Aunt Jemima, Uncle Ben, and all that other bullshit. Miss
You know, y'all still keeping that money. You're not giving them. Y'all not making no real changes. Y'all trying to get some quiet money, some hush money, some shut up money. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, they doing all kinds of shit. You got motherfuckers. I'm getting emails. You know, this is SoundCloud, and we just want you to know that Black Lives Matter, and we've donated to. Okay, nigga, let's waive our subscription for the waive that fee for the year, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You really love it.
I'm telling you, we should have really took advantage of this Juneteenth. We should have made it a holiday of giving black people money.
Man, fuck that. The whole year.
Sound Umar-ish. Don't sound Umar-ish. Let's not go that far, Dr. Umar.
Yeah, exactly. This motherfucker right here. The views and opinions of the ear doctor is out of whack, nigga. But anyway.
Renegade.
But you know what's crazy though? I mean, you know, this whole black, you know, black is back, black love situation is ill because of the fact that, I mean, on the real tomorrow, I'm invited to speak at 4 different Juneteenth. Now I've seen, like just in Atlanta alone, about 19 Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? And before that, I only know one person, Bob Johnson, my man, shout out Bob Johnson, who was doing Juneteenth faithfully. Yeah. Now, I don't even see him doing it this year. I hope he's all right. But you know, I mean, it's like Juneteenth is everywhere right now. Being black is a wonderful thing. I mean, I remember motherfuckers used to be like, hey man, you still on that black shit? That's the motherfucker, right? Motherfuckers ask me, "Do I still on that black shit?" I'm like, "What the fuck am I supposed to be on? Greek shit? Like,
Greek
what
shit?
I look like? Dog shit?" But anyway, you listen to Renegade Culture, where we just say the most outrageous shit that you could think of. You know what I'm saying? Where you can find the ear doctor, knocking the ear doctor. You can find Luce, who's always quiet on the boards over there and shit, chilling. You know what I'm saying? That brother right there. If y'all don't know Luce Weed, man, listen, man. No other brother in the city of Atlanta can walk around with Creflo Dollar black church sock on top of his head and have a Jamaican accent. Don Dada, he's a super guy. No one can do that shit right there.
Hey yo, when we come back, we're gonna come back with a fun fact too.
Fun fact.
Fun fact. Let's go.
Fun size. The fuck is this? Eminem? We listen to Renegade Culture.
Snakes crushed beneath feet, brush like teeth, squeak, clock cleaning, shocking demons. I'm like shocking demons, dropping schemers while I'm copping sneakers. I'm on top, reach up. I'm like black jeans, you cannot stop the features. Spitting raps mean since back on the bleachers. I'm as black as Jesus. Hyperbole, superbly spit. You high urgently observing these scripts. I'm like the nerve of these pricks. I serve them.
Yeah.
Shout out
Yo, was that you in the background here, Doctor? I saw you in the video, man.
Yeah, man. You know,
you had the same T-shirt on, so I knew it was you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, you know. Can I give you a that's Ekandio from the Mighty Lions Den, all nice and decent crew. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
But I wanted to give a fun fact real quick. I'm up here spinning the album.
Okay.
And the album is this right here.
Okay, the Bush Babies.
Now tell us, Kalonji, about the Bush Babies.
Yo, back in the day, we used to do some booking and promotion for the Bush Babies. We run things, things don't run we.
What?
You know what I'm saying? Them cats right there, they was hot. They from Brooklyn, come out, even know about
Nope.
them.
Nah, I know he did.
I mean, if you were running them, I'm sure I don't know about them. If you was
Wow,
involved with them.
Cat don't know the Bush Babies. Everybody know the Bush Babies over there?
I know the Bush Babies, B.
Hey,
I know. I mean, if that's your
Baby
claim to
Bush.
fame, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, whatever.
What you do? You
Anyway.
got the water, B? What you do for the Bush Babies?
No, I was telling them we was robbing cats that look like you and shit. Yo, son, get that cat right there.
Brooklyn, you was getting robbed.
Hanging him over the Brooklyn Bridge.
that Connecticut accent, you was getting robbed.
Like, Mr. Franklin, your services would no
I'm
longer
from-
be wanted.
I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Connecticut.
Okay. He popping that shit. Hey, don't make me get Griff back on the show. Mr. Franklin.
What the fuck?
Mr. Franklin. Griff had him shook. Nigga. What?
Hey, yo, what's up?
And John Pataj. Shout out to John Pataj who came through, you know what I'm saying, with opposing some of Kamal's facts. But it was all good.
With no facts. Opposing Kamal's facts with no facts. But you got to give him some credit for speaking.
What's up with this Candace Owens chick? Why did Dave Chappelle on the special go in on her? Like
Candace Owens?
Because she's the latest in the black. She's better than Stacey Dash. She's got no facts.
Really?
Right? And she's just coming out with these right-wing ideas about everything black. And she is now the folks that Fox News loves to put on about how the cops are our friends, how we just need to pull ourselves up our bootstrap, how Trump is our president. So that's why he ragged on her, because she's just the latest in and unfortunately a long line of Black Uncle Tom and bootlickers. And so she needs to get ripped off.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit. It's funny, I saw this meme today. It said Candace Owens looked like somebody ordered Gabrielle Union from Wish.
Like you said, she could be the new Aunt Jemima, and Ben Carson could be the new Uncle Ben. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that's what I see.
Two goofy motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Yes, you got Ben Carson. This motherfucker was he a heart surgeon or some shit? Was he heart
supposedly?
surgeon?
Yep.
Yeah, this motherfucker.
He did one thing good in his life.
Oh man, he's dumb as fuck. I mean, on that joint right there, he was the man. Then all of a sudden, Trump was like, "Hey Ben, you grew up a nigga in the projects, didn't you?"
Exactly.
Yeah. You should be over housing.
Run HUD. Run public housing.
Yeah, run public housing.
And it's like, I mean, nigga. Ben Carson makes you feel like anybody can do it. It's like, this nigga was a heart surgeon talking like that. Man. It makes you feel like anybody can do it. Maybe it is a bootstrap thing for that dude. Because I'm like,
nigga, I'm trying to find out if anybody survived his heart surgery.
Exactly.
Like, put Motherfucker put a lemonade stand in their chest. Like, fuck, yo, it's supposed to be a heart.
I don't understand that.
Put a car battery in their chest.
So like we were saying though, yo, I mean, if our listeners out there, y'all want to get involved, y'all need to get involved now. Y'all need to be contacting our organizations. Y'all need to be giving some resources. Y'all need to be lining up. Since Black is on the attack, y'all need to be on the front lines of this struggle and join us in trying to protect our community, or have us join you in trying to protect the community, because we all need to be in this together.
Right, and I want to point out that we have years of experience as far as the activists and freedom fighters. We have former political prisoners, we have doctors, we have attorneys, we have scholars, professors, just everyday grassroots freedom fighters, the whole nine, and we are part of a collective, the Siafu movement, or the People's Army, where we have the community movement builders, we have the African Martial Arts Institute, we have the Urban Survival Preparedness Institute, we have the FTP movement, Mama's Army, Siafu Youth Corps. We have something for everybody. You know what I'm saying? The National Coalition to Combat Police Terrorism, Freedom Home Academy. We have films coming out. We have music videos. We have all types of shit we've been doing for years. We are totally grassroots, on the ground. We've been working for the fight for rights of political prisoners. We've been fighting police brutality. We've been fighting hunger, housing injustice, the whole nine. And we are against oppression as a whole, not just in the community here, but all across the globe. We fight against oppression, whether it's the fight or the Palestinian fight, or shit going on in Venezuela, shit going on in the Congo. You know what I'm saying? Wherever it's at, we're not sitting around souping people up talking about no fucking we in Wakanda. We ain't in no fucking fictional ass land. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, it's more like Rwanda around this bitch. You know what I mean? So we're gonna fight, and we need you on the right side of history. That's the bottom line. We're not just a couple motherfuckers talking shit on the podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
And shout out to the new Renegades out there. Big up to, we got Kelly Franklin. Big up to Scott Dunn. We got a lot of new Renegades that's following the page. So keep doing that. We give you a shout out. Do like that.
Yeah.
I just want to let you know, Kelly Franklin is my niece, son.
Oh, word. Big up.
That's my niece.
Come out about to follow her. You know what I'm saying?
It's my niece. Maybe I got to follow you. What's wrong with you? Don't look at her again. I'll show you look at my niece, man. I'll be at Playback Stands in a second.
I'm at the ear doctor.
There won't be no more no social distancing. They're gonna be stop looking at my niece. Renegade coach, y'all.
Hey, I'm good. I'm still trying to meet your sister.
You man, Renegade coach, y'all. Peace. God's in earth.
He's a piece of earth. Anyway, listen to Renegade Coach. Y'all know what the fuck they talk about. You had a fun fact. What was your fact?
That was it.
You did it already, nigga. What's wrong with you?
God damn, where was he at?
The show, B.
He managed.
I'm saying that shit wasn't fun, motherfucker.
He's fucking high on his t-shirt. I don't know what the fuck. Yeah, Renegade Coach will be out.
Fun to realize.
He's I'm getting high off of me.
Cut the goddamn show.
Renegade Coaches.
We out here.